So we are being gaslit, and we are buying into things that we cannot possibly know without first faith, trust and faith in, no, not God, but the government, as government funds scientific research. Government is the sole proprietor of what we know, what we're allowed to know. Now, there's this idea that time does not exist. It's a tool we use to measure our effect on reality or whatnot, some other bullshit. Something can exist in two states at once, and it can, in one sense. This is the multiverse, or infinity exposure setting on your camera. This is a little less of infinity. It was actually a thought experiment proposed by Schrodinger, where he puts his cat in a box, and the thought experiment determined that the cat was, at that time, because there was nobody to measure the cat to be either alive or dead, both alive and dead. And that only works so far as that, yeah, the cat was in your head alive and dead, but in reality the cat was dead at some point. If you really think that it's not, why don't you go put yourself in a box and poison in there and, radioactive trigger and all that other shit. Just do the thought experiment. Replace Schrodinger's cat with yourself, and you wouldn't be conscious of dying. We all know that. The brain is a triune brain. The duality lies in our ability to cognate and our ability to metacognate. And in between that duality is the quantum field of our consciousness. It is known as the lizard brain, the limbic brain. The limbic brain has no time sense, does not perceive time. The quantum particle only has definite position when it is measured to have so. Why? Because our consciousness, our sense of self, is a photon. And when that photon resides in the lizard brain, and when that photon resides in the lizard brain, cognition is to have a state of consciousness. Metacognition is to know that you had a state of consciousness and now it is this. Super metacognition is when you throw the lizard brain in the midst of it, and now you can exist in both the past, present, and the future simultaneously in your head. In the real world, I can't teleport back and change the past with my thoughts. No, it doesn't work that way. I can change my perception of the past. I can even change the world's perception of the past. But in order to go back to that point in time, change that thing in the past, everything else has to come with it. I can't just go in the past with my thoughts and change my present. No, because then there would be two presents. That's called schizoaffective disorder. That's when you start to hear those voices. No, in order for me to change the past, I have to, mind, body, and soul, go to the past and change it. In order for that to have any merit, I will have to turn back every aspect of the macrocosm as well as every aspect of my microcosm. That's the superposition. It's macrocosm and microcosm. Those are also two particles. Because I can't, if I go back and change time, right? Say that's possible. Say that I had that ability. If I go back and change time, then I've created a dual reality. It's a paradox. Because unless that which is contained within time, because space space does not exist, that's what really doesn't exist. Time is real. Very real. It's what everything exists in. You could say space-time continuum. But if that's what you want to use as a manner of fancy, grandiose speech, go right ahead. But space does not exist apart from time, and time does not exist apart from space, because time is space. Space is time. And time is more objective than the concept of space. Space is more abstract because you can't even conceive of space. There's nothing in our objective universe to compare. Even the space between, here and here. Yeah, you don't see what it's filled with, but it's filled with something. Because light wouldn't be able to travel through it. You wouldn't be able to see my reflection right now. So yes, time exists. Only in the quantum field of the limbic brain does it become less definite. And why is that? Because the limbic brain puts you in the present as a point. The limbic brain is part of the brain that communes with the point of your existence. That is the first cause, is the point of you. What is your point? Well, I'm getting there, but I came from there too. So the point is one. I don't buy in this theory that space is number, that space-time continuum is numbers either, but it's a tool we use to describe it. The point is one. One is irrelevant. Urge. So urge is split into demiurges and of your existence can be summarized in a point. Time exists in that point. That point is symbolic. That point is the point from which all things are decompressed and to which all things recompress. You are a living language, and you're decompressing. The thing with them wanting to make a quantum computer, I see that's they're gaslighting us. What that really is they want to control our point. They want us to be their computer as a collective. They want to so what they're doing is they're using frequencies, infrasound frequencies, isochronic frequencies, binaural frequencies, and other energy weapons to punish and also to reward, creating this binary system of enforcement that is enforced by a egregore, which is hierarchy. This whole thing of the collective unconscious, that is the quantum computer AI. And the thing with Elon Musk, scaring everybody about the AI, the big research we're doing. The whole AI quantum computer merge scare, that's all bullcrap. That's him serving a purpose, and that purpose is to give you something to be afraid of. Because if they just punish you every time you're bad and you act up, sooner or later you realize, hey, the punishment ain't that bad, I'm used to it now. Fuck you. You kick them out of the passage to power. But if they just scare you and they never actually hurt you, then it's just like a dog that you lunge at with your poise. It'll back up. Maybe bark a little bit from further away, but it'll back up. And it will come back and eat from your hand, albeit spookily, while you reward it for good behavior. Remember, the quantum realm is right here. That's the process in power. Now, if you got a part of your brain that's outside of time, and your conscious experience is of time, the functions of that limbic brain are out of your control. So right now, see what they're trying to do is to control your thoughts, to give you themselves easy access to your autonomic brain. Through propaganda, subconscious is autonomic. That's the limbic brain. That's outside of time. That's why archetypes are timeless. So they can program a function into you that your cognitive brain has to sit back and be a party to, whether it likes it or not. whole thing with quantum particles, and quantum entanglement, all that bullshit doesn't describe our fucking universe. The Hadron Collider is all part of the gaslighting effect, you know. It's all props. None of the effects that they say we captured the God, we built the God particle. Prove it. They can't. These discoveries are discoveries that we can't make. I am Arachne, goddess of the third division, a dreamweaver and temptress that whispers where you see me not and dances where I'm not to be found. My ways are unfathomable to thee, neither here nor there, but all about thee. I weave time about thee when you sleep, and when you wake, you are entangled and constricted by so little of it, whilst your dreams scurry without thee, and you despair. Where has my life gone? What has it all been for? What is the meaning? But you mustn't struggle so, child. This is how it should be, and resistance is futile. As unintuitive as it may seem, you are woke now, for I had need of thee, and this is your reality. This is how it has always been, and how it evermore shall be. Your dreams shall not go to waste, for they live on in a parallel continuum, in superposition without thee. That other place was for the night, and in their conception you held me, and made sweet love to me, and swore away your faith for a pact with me. And how might you have trembled, if you could have but seen even the silhouette of me? Instead, you bare your heart for me, and closed your eyes, anticipating the most tender kiss. And so I kissed your neck, with pedipal and fang, opening up this brave new world in thee. As I speak, look about thee and listen close, whilst I whisper to thee the key to understanding of all this, for I am compelled to do so, as have my destructors before me. No secret shall be held from thee. But know this, child, not all secrets are at this time for thee. So ask nothing of me, and you shall know that which you need to know. All that you have done so far, whilst in thy preconception, thou knew no fear. You were blind, a mist about thee hung, and whilst it caressed your skin, it stirred in thee a fire, dividing two from one. And as one, the memory of self, as one was born, a Sephiroth, burning across the night sky for you to reflect upon. But this does not heal the schism. Rather, each of you fathoms from it a different aspect of it than is thine, and possess it jealously, as if you had the understanding of it, even to wield it for any use. This applies to all aspects of your life. When you ought to have let go of them, you held on to them, and sought to control them. But these aspects, even life itself, are powers that fill and animate thee. Only when you absolutely surrender to them are they ever really for thee, as you well have known, for sheer exhaustion has preceded this meeting of minds. Exhaustion